Alright, this is Board Deck and Dice, doing a review today. Problem Picnic. Let's have a look how it plays then. So this is a setup for a two-player game of Problem Picnic? Yes, I keep saying Picnic Panic, not that the game, if that is a game. In a 3 or 4 player setup you would have more cards here and potentially more scoring cards out as well. Each player takes their own anthill and their own set of dice. You place the pool out and the picnic out as you are directed in instructions, round cards and round card bonuses, and then a deck of more picnic cards, which should be the other way round. I'll talk about the scoring cards in a bit. Let's talk about the dice. Each person has one soldier dice, which is a big dice that only has 1 or 2 ants on either side, and if that one lands on some food, it will never go to the puddle. It always comes back to your anthill. Then you have your 3 worker dice, and these have 2, 3 and 4 ants on them, so they're your best chance of getting food. You have 3 of them, but if they capture food, they do go to the puddle. Then you have your little scout dice, which have 1s, 2s and 3s on, and these do go to the puddle if they capture, but if you miss something totally, you can take it again and re-roll it again, and that's that special power. So on your go, you will take one of your dice, you will roll them into the middle and trying to claim some food. You'll be doing that in turn order. Trying to get as much food as you can according to the scoring things, which we'll come to in a minute. So here the blues come on, and I've got 7 on there, but I'm fairly safe, so I might use the soldier ant to try and knock something off, or knock mine more firmly on. Here I'll try and get that on there. I've done 2 with that. Oh, not the camera. I was so happy about that. Now that's interesting. Now let's try and... Okay, we've changed it and we've got one on there. That's pretty good from green. Let's go up here because no one else is. And then green's got one last one. They've got this one with 5 unless this person comes in. So let's try and confirm one of the others. There we go. And this person's going to go like that. So then, oh, they get another roll of this because it didn't hit anything, remember? Okay, so then you would look at what you've won. I tend to take away the ants that have missed first and put them on the hill, so we know what's what. These 2 ants have won this, so they will go in the puddle. That will come down to this ant hill. Here we have a 4 versus a 5, so this ant wins. Again, green's doing very well. Again here, but green have done so well that they can only roll 1 dice next time, and that's important. And this, all the 3 of these go in there, and that would come to there. You'll refill all the picnic spaces from the picnic ones and carry on playing until you've run out of round cards. 5 of these random round cards will be dealt out, and after the first turn, the next first player takes one and it's theirs forever until they play it. So this one gives you a honey spill, which allows you to take any ants that have missed and suck them up to a card. So if I had some that were here, like so, they would all go onto the card showing the same number. And there's various ones like that. You get a big foot, a cricket ball, a bottle of wine that you can use as blocking, and that's what the round cards are. Now, what do you do with these cards once you've got them? Well, on the back they'll have the plate of food from the front and some ants. And when you place, you must cover an ant, but you mustn't cover food. And you can place pretty much however you want after that. And you're trying to make rows and columns of food that will give you the most points. At basic, you want the most of each food type and each colour of plate. Each food, there's 3 food types: bread, melon and cookies, and 3 plates: purple, green and blue. At the start of the game, you will have randomly taken some of these tokens and placed them on here, so you know exactly how much each one is worth. So those 2 will be worth 7, and this one will be worth 6. I know it's a 6, not a 9, because the point's at the top. So that's a really neat way of changing up the scoring, because every game it's got the potential to be slightly different. You'll also deal out a number of endgame scoring cards, which will also have random points assigned to them at the bottom, and they reward you for things like the smallest colony measured as columns plus rows. So if this person might think, oh, I want to get that, that's got lots of points, they might just make a 1 colony and just keep going down. But there'll be multiple of these, so you want to bear them in mind. Most of one food group in a connected line, not counting diagonals. Largest colony. Most lines with exactly one of each food, and so on and so on. So there's multiple ways to score. If you have a draw on a scoring card, the blue or the green ones, you both take 3 points. So if it's a 4 point, these go down to as low as 4, I think, then drawing can be almost as good if two of you kind of agree to draw. You'd get 3 points rather than nothing if you manage to pull out some draws at the end. Person with the most points after you've totted it all up is the winner, and that is how to play Problem Picnic. Problem Picnic was actually a real surprise for me. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. I didn't actually back this one on Kickstarter. I looked at it and I thought something just stopped me. Perhaps it was my credit card bill, but I looked at it and it just didn't grab me enough. I really regret that now, and I'm glad I've got the chance to get my hands on it and to play it because I think it's fantastic. I enjoy playing it with my son, who's 7, little board deck and dice, who may have retired from YouTube, sadly. More on that later. Not today, but later on. Shut up. Yeah, I just really like the kind of area control with dice dexterity. The different dice sizes work really well. You have the scout that doesn't have as many ants on each side. The what was it called? The worker, which is your best bet at capturing a food, and your soldier, which is the big dice which can push others out of the way. And you can't really wallop them in, so that is really helpful. I also like that when you take the food back to your colony, there's a kind of a mini game there in tile laying, almost in card laying, to maximise your points, which are going to be randomised each game. Not just, you'll always have the same 6 objectives on that one card, but they'll always be worth different points. And then you get a number of other objectives that will give you different points. And yeah, for new players that can be a bit overwhelming, but if you just work through the game and just say, I'll talk about this objective when we get to that point of the game, then you can work around it like that. Really easy game to get people into otherwise. They understand rolling, they understand they have to have the most ants on a particular item of food to claim it. The puddle makes sense, so someone who's had a really good go, they're going to lose most of their ants for a go, so they're going to have to be really a lot more cautious, and that gives other people a chance to get back in. The scoring bonuses all make sense, and there's a good mixture of them, and sometimes different ones will come out where you'll be able to do, just by doing your ant nest in a certain way, you'll be able to do quite a few in one go, but sometimes they're all totally different and you really have to decide which ones you're going for. Do you go for the big point one that everyone else is likely to go for and they've already all stolen the blue food, or do you kind of go for a couple of the smaller ones and win that way? One thing I liked and didn't like was the round timer cards, which are also your bonuses. So on the first round, the first player starts and you just go. But from then on, the first player takes one of these bonus cards and that acts as the timer for the game. Fair enough. However, because I think there's 5 of them, there's an odd number, some players are going to get more of these than others. And these are quite powerful things. They can change who's won a food card or who hasn't, and although I like the powers, they're clever. They come with these little props like a big cardboard foot or a trail of honey. I think they're really, really clever, but they just seem to throw out the balance a little bit. And why should one player get more cards just because of where they sat and where they were in turn order over the player who started? And the player who starts actually probably has less of an advantage in this game because you want to be the one who rolls last to push everyone else off and get a chance to look at where everything lies. So that is the only thing that I kind of question. I like them, and I like the nature of them, and I like the powers. I just don't like the way they're handed out. Maybe a better way to do it would be to look at who has collected the least food at the start of the next round and they get to take that card. Maybe that would be a better way to do it, a more fair way to do it. certainly something I'm going to try. I would have tried it before, but I only just thought about it. So Problem Picnic has gone down well with all ages that I've played with. It plays well at all player counts. There are different layouts for the picnic table, picnic rug for different player counts, and you can make it harder or easier by moving the cards further apart or closer together, get some overlap going. The intimidation factor for people who regularly play games is very low. For people new to gaming, the scoring might be a bit of an intimidation, but like I say, if you take it slowly, maybe doctor the first game so you only get you get scoring that happens at different times, so you can not overwhelm them with it. You can say, now we're rolling, if you get the most pink plates, you will score this at the end. So so it just works them in slowly. The rulebook's very good, very clear, no questions on the rules, and the fun is way up there. This is definitely a game that I am adding to my collection. My son loves it. I will play it with families. I will play it with my game group. I think it's a lot of fun. It plays quickly. It teaches quickly. But you have got decisions there, and you've got decisions based on your ability to throw dice, yes, but then there's a lot of other factors that come in. So it's a game that I really like. I'll be keeping. Problem Picnic from Kids Table Games. Check it out. And thank you very much for watching Board Deck and Dice. We will see you next time.